Hello everyone. In this short video, let's take a look at how to easily link characteristics to different business dimensions with Talentia CPM. In addition to the figures as simple values or quantities, there are also dynamic characteristics or features that play a role in the reporting process. Talentia CPM lets you link these characteristics, or features, to the so-called business dimensions. For example, in staff reporting, you can record the corresponding salary costs, expenses, etc. for each period. However, you may want to collect additional information that is not directly linked to the reporting period. For example, you might want to collect the entry date, or birthday of each employee. Let's go to the Talentia platform and see how such characteristics can be handled. This is a quick example from project reporting. The first step is to create the characteristics I want to use for my project. So, I click on Create, Update Characteristics for Project. I go to Characteristics, and select Project option. Then, I can see the characteristics. I can add as many as I want to, and, of course, they can be different characteristics type, numeric, choice of values, etc. In this specific example, I can see the values I defined, approved and not approved. It can be also a simple description, or a checkbox with the options yes or no. It can also be a simple date, or again, a choice of values. In this case, the cost centers. For each characteristic, I have the possibility to define 3 other points. First, if it needs to have a historical record. Second, if the collection of these values is mandatory or not. And third, if I can analyze them in the built-in OLAP navigator. Once I have defined these characteristics, I link them to the corresponding business dimensions. Let me show you. I go where I list all my projects, and you see? Here we have all the business dimensions. Of course, I can modify them and they will be displayed automatically in dynamic reports. In a second step, I go to the Characteristics tab and I go down to Projects, where I can see they are all linked to this business dimension. And this is a one-time setup. So, if I click on Update Project Information, I can collect all the information I selected. You see? This is what it looks like. I have my dynamic list with all my projects here, on the left, and these are my selected characteristics where I can see, for example, what is my total budget for my project 001. Then I have this pop-up list with approved or not approved. In this case, for this project, is approved. And then, I have the responsible person for each project. If you remember well, this feature has a historical dimension, which means I can change this over the timeline. I then see here that until December 31st of 2019, one person was the responsible, and then it was another person. After the responsible column, I have the cost center one. Then here I have the link to a cost center. This is a business dimension from the system, in which I can change the linked value, and say that my project belongs to the business dimension called finance. All this information is not tied to the reporting periods or calendar year, these are simply fixed elements available in the CPM software, and this is the important thing. They can also be analyzed accordingly. At the end, for example, I can make an analysis that shows me how many budgets I have in the finance cost center, how many of them are approved, and how many are not approved. And that was a quick example of how to easily link characteristics to different business dimensions with Talentia CPM. I hope you had fun and I am looking forward to you watching the next video.